Hi team. Today I'd like to talk about, one of the hardest problems and the hardest experiences that you can go through as a college student, and that's trying to find or get a job, once you graduate. Um, it's actually crazy, the job market right now. There I was looking on LinkedIn, looking for jobs for our next assignment, and there was, I kid you not, there was a requirement for a master's degree, and the salary pay was $15 an hour. And the reason is because these employers have to shift through so many different types of people. You're competing with so many people that it's really hard for college students to get that job. So, I'm a small business owner. I do currently have a job. I was hired at 19 for my career. And I also run a club on campus called the Business Leaders Society. And I was able to grow professionally and help other students grow just by teaching them how to network. And I'd like to share that with you so you can have an edge when it comes to, getting a job or starting your career off. So the first thing that I'm going to talk about is going to be what I call the network to net worth strategy. This basically teaches you how to understand and build relationships and understand people. I'm going to talk about the different platforms that are available to you as a college student and how to leverage each and every one of them. And then finally, we're going to talk about the importance of following up and following through on those relationships that you build through networking, right? So we're going to start off with, how do you build relationships? So there's a study conducted by the peer-reviewed journal, The Interdisciplinary Description of Complex Systems. And essentially, they took 1,000 different professional companies and they analyzed their strategies. They showed that strategic networking, observed as a unidimensional construct, enhances both financial and non-financial performance. Jargon aside, this basically means that networking is a proven and tested and viable business strategy. Thousands of companies are using it, so you have to understand how to network, right? So it's essentially three parts. This is what networking is, or building relationships. First, when you go up to someone, I want you to understand that you are going to give to get, right? So when you go up to somebody, don't think, how can they help me? What can they do for me? Think, what can I do for them? An example is if you go up to a professional and they were looking for someone to help them with e-commerce. Like, well, I know someone with e-commerce. I can give them that contact. When you give to get, people like to reciprocate and often feel obligated to reciprocate. So always make sure that you are focused on them first, not yourself. This next part ties into that. Make sure that you are actively listening and understanding their needs as well. It's difficult to talk to somebody who's already zoned out, looking right past you. No, that's boring. What you're going to do is actively listen, understand with them, and engage back and forth with them. Ask them questions about what they're talking about. This shows that you're listening, and it shows, if you guys are going to be a good fit, helps establish that trust and relationship. And the last part of building a relationship is the consistent follow-up, making sure you're checking in on them and maintaining those touch points. And we'll talk about that a little bit later. So as a college student, the next thing you're going to tackle is, how do I get access to people, especially during COVID? Well, there are 3 different types of platforms that are available to you as a college student that you have to be leveraging, all right? So this is going to be, number 1 is your classes. Those have 2 different types of people that you can see. Number 1, fellow students. These are all going to be working professionals, and if they're in your class already, they potentially share your career interest. So make sure you network with them, develop a relationship using the techniques I said before, and that's a great source of meeting people. Second is going to be professors. These are already established professionals. You know that they know what they're talking about because they're teaching you. So make sure that you network with them, right? Second platform that you can use is clubs. Right now at IVC, I run the Business Leaders Society, and we have a number of professionals, industry leaders, CEOs, they like to come in and give to students. So make sure you go to those events because they are there and ready to network with you, and the clubs are great resources to have access to them. And then speaking of access, the last platform is LinkedIn. It is such a powerful outreach tool that is available to you as a student, and plenty of professionals, like I said, they want to help students. So if there's someone that you'd like to interview, you'd like to meet, reach out through LinkedIn. Maintain those techniques I said, give to get, and most likely you'll develop a meaningful relationship. And the last, I want to talk about a study conducted by the peer-reviewed journal. the British Society, Psychological Society, and they basically said that networking is positively related to the number of job offers and employment status. So the numbers are proven that if you network, you are more likely to get job offers and you're more likely to become employed, right? So the last point I want to talk about is the importance of follow-up. Make sure that after you've met with somebody that you're following up. Talking with someone once isn't a relationship, no matter how well it went. Make sure that you use LinkedIn to follow up with them. Give them a text, give them a call, give them an email, and especially deliver on your deliverables. That is how you maintain the relationship. So like I said, use this network to network strategy and making sure that you are always following up. So I'm going to challenge you to go into one of your class, use any one of these platforms I've talked about, and just develop one relationship. That's all it takes. It's a crushing job market out there, and you now have the tools to go crush it, so let's go get it.